What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first ever episode of Cooking with Riley. Today we are doing pan-fried flounder with a garlic butter sauce, a cilantro lime rice, and a chipotle aioli dipping sauce. First thing I'm gonna start off with is making the sauce. So everything you're gonna need is mayonnaise. I like to use Duke's. It has a really good flavor to it. Gonna need half of a sweet Vidalia onion, 2 chipotle peppers, 1 clove of garlic minced, and then some of the mole sauce. I think it's called mole. Adobo sauce from the can. I used this brand. You can use whichever you want, however, even dried chipotle peppers. This is just what I'm going with. First thing we're gonna do is dice this onion real small. And the reason you want to dice it real small is whenever you put it in the blender, you don't want real big chunks of onion in your sauce. So you want to dice it real small and thin. And it gives it a nice flavor. Scoot that off to the side. And now what you're gonna wanna do is dice up your chipotle peppers real small. Put it on my left hand. Cause like I said before with the onion, you don't want any really big chunks. So first thing I'm gonna do is slice it long ways. Get nice little slivers, and then turn it and get them into nice little squares. Now, this chipotle aioli sauce, you can bottle it up or put it in a bowl, and it stays good in the refrigerator for up to a week. So, keep the glove on. Bring over your blender, adjust everything. Get every little bit and piece in there. Take your minced up garlic, your adobo sauce. Just get all that in there. And then a cup of whichever mayonnaise that you prefer. Put that in there. Now, not everyone does this. I like to because it gives it a little bit more of a creamy texture. And I'll put just about 2 spoonfuls of any sour cream. We use the dollar store stuff because, you know, don't need to have the fancy going on. Let's off the spoon real quick. this over to the side. Put your lid on there real good. Pop your lid off. Now, you always want to make sure that you taste it and that's to where you want it to be. You can always add more peppers or more mayonnaise depending on whether you want it to be a little bit more spicy or a little bit more mild. I think that it needs a little bit more spice to it, so I'm gonna add more chipotle peppers and also add salt to taste, and you have your dipping sauce. All right, now we're going to start on our butter lime shrimp rice. So right here I got a bowl of peeled Gulf shrimp. Got your cutting board and your cleaver, and you're gonna take, about a handful at a time, put them on your cutting board, and you wanna take the shrimp and kind of cut them into little pieces like that, little bite-sized pieces, because when you want them in the rice, you don't want the whole shrimp just taking up most of the space. You want little bites here and there. So we're gonna cut that up nice and small. Got a little whisker right there. Put that off to the side. All right, so now that you have your shrimp cut up into small bite-sized pieces, you're also gonna take some sliced green onion. You're gonna have butter, Old Bay, and garlic, as well as olive oil. And we're about to show you what we're gonna do with that to get it ready for the rice. All right, so you go over here at your workstation, getting ready to cook your shrimp. I already have olive oil and about 2 tablespoons of butter melting in the pan, getting nice and combined. Once that butter melts, you're gonna go ahead and add in about a spoonful of minced garlic. Get your spoon, get that nice and incorporated in there. The garlic is really nice and fragrant, gives a good flavor. Once you give that a second to toast, you're gonna take your sliced green onion, sprinkle a good bit in there, get it going. You're gonna save some for a garnish for your plate, just to make it look a little fancy. Woo! We got the dogs in here, and they all want a bite of the food too, so they're getting a little bossy here. So you got that going. Get it nice and combined. You take your shrimp, put that in there. what I like to do to season it, cut up the heat a little bit more. I like to use Old Bay. It's not too salty, but it has just the right combination of all the flavors and spice and all that. So you're gonna pop that and season it real well with the Old Bay. Don't want to put too much on there because you can always add some to it later. And while you're doing this, you can also have your water boiling for your rice. So I'm gonna go ahead and kick that up. Just get it started going. We're gonna let that sit a second. And to your rice water, you want to prepare it to the directions. That way you have the right amount of servings for however many people you're going. I'm going for about 5 cups of cooked rice. So I got 3 cups of water boiling in here. And I got about 1.5 cups of your uncooked rice. I use Zatarain's long grain. You want to take a piece of butter and put it in your water, and that keeps the rice from sticking to the bottom, gives it a nice flavor. Then you also want to take your salt. We use Himalayan pink rock salt, and you want to put that in there. Not too much, just enough to season the rice. And you're just gonna cook these shrimp till they're nice and cooked all the way through. And once you get your rice cooked, you're gonna combine that together. All right, so you got your shrimp, it's nice and cooked. You're gonna take some lime wedges, squeeze it in there, get it nice and juiced up. Get a nice citrusy and sweetness to it, a little bit of sour to go with the savory of the shrimp and the spice of the Old Bay. Then you're gonna take your rice, which is done cooking. You're gonna throw that in the bowl. Like so. In this bowl, I have a little bit of dried thyme. Take that, sprinkle it in there. Then you want to take just a little bit more salt. I'll put that at the tray here. A little bit more salt. Sprinkle that in there real nice. And you just want to mix it around real good and get it all good and mixed together. Almost like a folding motion. That way it will just all come together nice and perfect. And this goes on the plate as your side with your flounder. All right, guys, so we're about to start on our main course. These are Gulf cod flounder fillets. Now, as you can see, these are really big. You want them with the skin on for this particular recipe. And because they're so big, I'm going to be separating them a little bit more. So you want to get about a good third of it in portions. So cut through like that. That's a perfect size right there. That's a serving that'll fill someone up and it'll be good for the plate. Cause, you know, having a lot of food is great. I love a lot of food, but you want everything to fit on there, to look good and presentable, because when you have people coming over and you want to really have that wow factor, you don't want a big sloppy plate. Okay, now you have your flounder fillets separated into good portions. These are the seasonings that we're gonna be using. You got dry thyme, salt, Old Bay. You don't want to overpower a delicate, light, flavorful fish like this. So first we're gonna hit it with the salt. Then you're gonna hit it with the thyme. Thyme is a nice, light flavor for this white fish. So, you have your seasoned flounder fillets. Got you a cast iron with olive oil, butter, and garlic in it. You wanna get it nice and hot. Once it gets sizzling, you want to take your flounder fillets, cook them in batches. You don't want to overcrowd your pan. Lay it skin side down and lay it away from you. You're going to have to watch it real carefully. Whenever the color gets about to the middle of the fish, that's whenever you want to flip it. So, I'll move this over that way just a little bit. Inside down. Like I said, that fits about 4 fillets in there perfectly. Once the color comes up to the middle part of the fish, that's when you want to flip it and get it nice and cooked on the other side. All right, so whenever your fish is done cooking, you want to set it on a wire rack on a baking sheet to let it drain the oil. You want to take your lemon wedge and squeeze some fresh lemon juice over each fillet of fish. So you want to get your oven preheated to 350 degrees, and once you get your fish on the wire rack with a lot of nice color to it, you're going to throw it in here for about 10 minutes just to make sure it cooks all the way through. All right, everybody, this is your finished dish. Pan-fried flounder, lime butter shrimp rice with your chipotle aioli. Let's give this a taste real quick.
Good.
That's phenomenal. Get a bite of this rice in. It don't get no better than that right there. And this, I want to show y'all what this is all about right here. And it's about family. Having a good time with the people you love.
Was it amazing, Riley?
It was.
We
It
can't
was
wait
real
to
good.
judge this.
Yeah. Order pizza.
This is what life's about right here. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to this very first episode of Cooking with Riley. I want y'all to have a great evening, and God bless.